We're good to go, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Kim. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, January 20th, 2026 council meeting. And we'll start with disclosure of pecuniary interest. We're all good. Staff reports, Councillor Foot.
I do. We had rec committee last night. It was a quick meeting. We appointed a new chairperson. So Cal Bateman is our new chairperson. We talked a lot about just committee meetings and distributed the donations from the chair yoga. So the chair yoga donates every week, and those ladies give till there's no giving anymore. They collected over $425.
Good for them.
Over at chair yoga, so it was fantastic,
Yeah.
right? Bottle Drive, we collected $363.40 this week. Thank you for those that helped again. And we talked about chair yoga starting again. Oh, it started again last Monday, so another 12 sessions starting again last Monday. They love it.
Yeah.
I wish it was easy. 23 to 24 people is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Oh,
right?
that's great.
Yeah. Talked a lot about spaghetti dinner. It's coming faster than we think it's coming. We've got all our volunteers in place. And we're gonna keep it exactly as it was last year. So $15 and $8. James, I went back and we checked it. So we're the same pricing, which would be fantastic. And the committee just decided to leave everything as it was, not make any changes.
Date.
Hang on, 10 seconds.
February 28th.
Yeah. February 28th.
Could we put signs up at both firehouse signs for now?
Should be,
Just advertise it?
should be able to, yeah.
I think it'd be great.
We find get as many people as we can together. And again, this is an event that we're not trying to raise money for. All we're trying to do is break even at this event and just have some community involvement and get together, because this is the time of year people are tired of being stuck inside.
Yeah.
Right. Family Skate's not far after that. So Family Skate is in February. So we're working on that. We've got a couple, I think we have 4 or 5. Cal managed to get 4 or 5 voodoo players out for us. Peter Goulet donated the help. So they can't skate with the kids, but they can play soccer with them and have some fun with them. So we're gonna have fireworks and hot chocolate and skating and marshmallows and just a whole lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I think that was it. What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
Just want to add the fraud class after the
yes.
yoga yesterday. The
Yeah.
girls were very appreciative of it. Said working with the OPP was fantastic. They're hoping to do one in July where some of the seasonal residents will be here to see it too.
Good.
It'll be fun. Yeah, so
That's good.
it's good.
Well, thank you
You're welcome.
very much. Will you look out or look after the signs or ask about the signs?
I will make sure
For
they
the
get back.
spaghetti and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That should
might
be,
as well advertise it.
Yes.
during both. Yeah,
Nothing to advertise it.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I attended the fraud and thing, and it was excellent. She was
Yeah.
well spoken.
Yeah.
And the officer told me here was the biggest turnout that he's had for that. So
that's good.
congrats to whatever, but I don't think it's just geared to the silver haired people. I think it should be out there for everybody, because even young kids can get duped into this stuff too. So I think it should be attended again.
Yeah, she did.
Maybe
So
push it for all
here's-
ages in the
Yeah,
summer.
In
that's the
July.
key.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Chalapenko, did you have anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Scott, Councillor Kirky.
Yes, we had a Social Protection Authority meeting on January the 14th. So we did the nomination and selection of the 2026 Executive Committee, as well as the chair and vice chair. And they have to have a board member put in place. They want to put a board member in place as soon as possible after the October election. So what the plan is to keep everybody running in 26 as they are until after the election. And so I will stay on the board until so I don't have to be renominated
Yeah.
this year. I'll stay on until after the election, then they'll decide. It keeps continuity. So the new chair is Lana Mitchell. The vice chair is Bill Morton. And Jason Truche from East Ferris? Yep. East Ferris. He is the provincial chair for the SPC chair. So that's the Source Protection Committee chair, not authority chair, committee chair. So we're gearing up for public consults on the new rules and regs coming down. Nipissing staff and SPA member will go to the Powassan meeting. And our meeting will be on February 5th is our meeting. So our staff are invited and myself are invited to that meeting in Powassan. And we adjourn that meeting at 5:13. The next meeting will be at the call of the chair. They're looking at possibly April 22nd. And last night at a library board meeting. So I think I mentioned it, our CEO is stepping down in June 26th, I believe. So we're in the process. We put a committee together, a hiring committee together. Obviously, I'm sitting on that committee. They wanted at least one counselor on it. And so we had our first meeting tonight, but I'll get to that after. Oh, right here. So our meeting last night, we did the annual report, the annual financial report. That's to you. She simplified it because we asked her to, and so that'll be easier for you to understand it there. And the calendar for the month, we still have the standouts are they're doing a mid-month music meetup and a creative memory scrapbook. Also, something of a little bit of concern is that the blood work clinic, trying to think of the name of the lab. Yes, yeah. They got bought out by an American company. So we're not sure how they're going to continue doing that. They're currently still going to rent space from us. But we're not sure exactly how that's going to play out in the future. Because they got bought out by the name of the company. I had it.
They're shutting Sudbury down, so when all our blood is drawn in this area, it goes to Sudbury.
Mm-hmm.
And that's being shut down this summer.
Yeah, so that's going
It's
to
all going
Toronto
to
now.
Toronto, everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And there are some places west, close to the borders, that are actually going to the States to go check. Anyway. And so, trying to get my stuff together. Okay, so we had a meeting tonight with with Alison Pilon from the Ontario Library Services. She's going to help us develop a process, a hiring process. Sure on us. We discussed a number of volunteers on the board from Powassan. Oh, here, this is mixed up here. I got that very well. Okay, Life Labs bought out by Quest Labs. That's what it was. We rewrote the emergency contact list because the emergency contacts are changing a little bit because of our chair change. Debbie Piper's the chair now, acting chair. What else? Grants. The seniors, we're going after the seniors grants again. Of course, Canada Summer Jobs Grant. The elevator, we're looking into trillium capital grant to see if we can get, it needs some repairs. It's got waterproofing in the sump. So, and it looks like it's gonna cost between $6,000 and $8,000 to get that done. Actually, we got a quote for $6,080 to dry and waterproof the elevator pit. And a little bit of nasty news from our councilor rep from Powassan. They're discussing tonight at the feasibility of going alone with the library. I think they're gonna be in for a rude awakening because they can't just shut down a union library and walk away from it. That's not how it works. All they have to do is read the Ontario Library Act. But anyway, so they're discussing that as we speak here. And we'll find out how that plays out. The fish hatchery is up and running again in Gary Giesler's fish hatchery. The trout hatchery is in the library for discussion, or sorry, for viewing. Oh, and we had a discussion on some self-help stuff. They did one last year on MAID, and they want to do another one on hospice this year. And also, I brought up the thing we did on the fraud. So they're talking about doing one of those for. So I gave her all the information that I got on that. And we finished the budget for 2026. So you will be getting that soon. And then we went over the health and safety. And so then again, going back to hiring, the Ontario Employment Standards Act is, if we were hiring somebody or advertising for hiring, we have to disclose the salary range now. We have to, and we have to disclose if we've used AI in any part of our hiring process to help build something, you know, like, anyway, it's interesting. That's the meeting I just left. And we are going to get a list of salary range for CEOs versus operating budget. And it seems to be the new way of doing it, especially in Northern Ontario, because Northern Ontario library operating budgets are dismal at best. Well, sparse population, large area, we have more union libraries in Northern Ontario than they do in Southern Ontario. A lot of people in Southern Ontario don't even know what a union library is. So anyway, so we're going over that. So this Allison Pilon from Ontario Library Services is going to help us go through that. And we have another meeting coming up in February, possibly sooner than that, depending on how quickly we can put this stuff together. But either way, we have to have our stuff together by June 26th.
Thank you, Councillor Kirky. I'll be quick. I had Pines this morning. The funding that I talked about for the elevator project through the Cooch funding is all going, signed a contract last week, and we're just waiting on the timeline, how fast they can get this done. Want to do it in the spring when the weather's good, because people are going to have to do some walking for a couple months, and the company's just getting all the parts together. Parts aren't always easy to get, so that's what they're working on right now, and then the project will go ahead.
Is that the same elevator, like hydraulic elevator, the same system that was in there?
It's in there. They're just redoing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
This
talking about.
company's been the maintenance company for years, so
Yeah.
they know it really well. We approved the 2026 operating budget today. Also deposited 9,900 back in the reserves, that was from the, project that went on last summer. All the balconies, everything that was done, and another $20,000 went back into the operation, fund as well, reserve, sorry. So, it's running well, it's in good shape, and they've always kept that place in the last 6 years. That crew that was on there did a great job. And also Lake Nipissing watershed is back to normal. So I don't know if everybody knew that, because it was almost at an emergency low. And they say it's normal, and they say that we have 40 centimeters of snow back in Chisholm where they measure, and that's normal. So,
It's almost strange that we thought it was even lower, like,
yeah, so anyhow, like in the 90s, 5 feet, like, you know, we used to have 5 feet of snow in the bush now, so that's how much it has changed. So, anyway,
Good ice this year too.
and well, we had the best ice in years. And that's all I have. Thank you. So I need a mover and a seconder. That's good. That the minutes of the regular council meeting held January 6, 2026 be adopted and published. All in favor? And I need a mover and a seconder. Perkins. First try. Whereas the province announced plans of transformative changes to the Conservation Authority system in Ontario, and whereas the Council of the Township of Nipissing supports the prioritization of local governance expertise and decision-making during this transition, sorry. Now, therefore, we support the recommendations provided to the province by the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. Maintain and prioritize local governance expertise and decision-making in Conservation Authority consolidation. Fund transition costs to mitigate service delivery impacts. Restore a 50-50 municipal funding partnership that reflects increased provincial authority over Conservation Authority operations and potentially its fees. Collaborate on creating an implementation work group that would develop options, and group membership would include AMO, Conservation Ontario, select conservation authorities and municipalities, developers, and Indigenous communities. All in favor? Eight.
I'm against, thank you.
Okay.
It's gonna cost us too much, I think.
So it's carried. So I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Foot. And Councillor Chalfeco. So has everybody read the staff report? Did a great job on it. Yeah, it tells us exactly where we're sitting. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. whereas the current township website platform has been discontinued, now therefore the website requires immediate attention and replacement while still utilizing WordPress, and that we accept the quotation provided by Alaroot Web Services for the required updates and replacement modules as at a cost of $6,179, not including the applicable taxes and current exchange rates, and that the project begins as soon as possible. All in favor?
Should we get any other quotes? Or is this just a go?
We're just sticking with who we already we're just going with a different platform.
Yeah.
The services and everything is still fine, it's just a certain portion of the website that won't work for us anymore. So all we're doing is changing that. Now what's gonna do is change the layout of the website, and the it's just not supported.
Oh, I get it. No, and we definitely need to upgrade the website. Absolutely. Did you look at any grants for it?
No,
If I may, Councillor Chalabanco, and the last time I've been on any grant website, so I was just recently on the provincial website. There isn't any digital grants right now. If I search grants and stuff, there hasn't been any grants that have come out. So whenever we look for any grants that come out, and the deputy clerk gets emails coming to her website, her email as well for any grants, there haven't been any digital or modernization grants recently. They did a big, huge modernization grant back during COVID times that was utilized for various things. I know the township utilized it at that time. I'm not sure.
I just completed one for my job last month. It was up to $10,000. I wish I'd known.
Yeah,
But-
sometimes it will be for private things. It won't be for
okay.
not-for-profit or for municipalities, so there will be a lot of grants. I haven't attended recent meetings, but there have been meetings I attend, and it will be for small businesses. It will be for it'll be for businesses that are run for youth age groups. It'll be businesses run for independent, for startups and that, but it will say municipalities are excluded or not-for-profits are excluded and things like that. So when we look for grants, we have to, the first things I look for is the eligibility. And if it says not for municipalities, I stop reading because
Absolutely.
yeah. So, but we do try to keep our eyes out for there are ones. I know Councillor Scott sent me one to look at, and as we get through transitioning through some other things, I do have till the end of February to propose to look into it. Then you always try to see if there is something that fits for the municipality.
Good.
Thank you. All in favor? Moved. I need a mover, a seconder. Councillor Kirk. The Township of Nipissing participates in the City of North Bay Household Hazardous Waste Program for 2026 at a total cost of $5,060. All in favor? Make sure it's been really fair to us with that over all these years.
I've used it twice in the last
Yeah.
year and well run, well organized.
Cheaper than doing it ourselves by good
Oh,
measure.
yeah, yeah, you're darn right. So I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Chalabanco. And Councillor Foot. That we authorize the circulation of a tender for the replacement of a grader. All in favor? So The next one, number 8, is on our parking bylaw. And we're going to defer this till February 3rd. Next meeting. And we will bring it with a resolution, just so we can circulate it.
Allow for public
Yeah.
comment.
To the public?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good?
Yeah.
We'll
Okay,
get comments on it.
yes,
Sure.
It is currently on, like, as part of the agenda package, so it was up for this time, so it has been up as well, but it will allow for longer public comment.
yes. Yeah, good, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Ministry of Attorney General updates to tailgate events, permits under the Liquor License and Control Act 2019. So we don't have many tailgate events, but if you've ever been to a Buffalo Bills game or a Pittsburgh Steelers game,
Maybe we should.
they know how to do it. Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities Homeless Crisis Accelerating in Northern Ontario. Phenom urges provincial action on mental health and addictions. Association of Municipalities of Ontario Keeping Criminals Behind Doors Act 2025 proposed legislative amendments to the Police Record Checks Reform Act 2015. Association of Municipalities of Ontario, Municipalities Under Pressure. The Corporation of the Town of Moosonee strengthening self-defense protections and addressing rising invasions in Ontario's homes. Now, this is starting to cool off a lot, as well as stolen cars, like things are changing and they've really started to put the hammer down. City of Peterborough sustainable funding for police services request. Town of Prescott resolution of support regarding waste incineration and more robust recycling programs. And I think we should, at our next meeting, support this, because I think it's time that we look into incinerating garbage. We wouldn't have one here, but the city of North Bay sure could have one, and we could all send our
They already have an incinerator up there.
No, I don't know.
No.
There's not one in Ontario. Like, last time I looked, when I was really investigating it, there's one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
There's not-
North York has one.
Oh,
That's the only one I know of.
Sorry, they're burning off methane.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
running methane.
yeah.
but-
They have a
They're
cogen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
up the North
cogen.
Highway.
But see, the problem with now that the government has taken over the recycling, they wanted that recycling in, for incinerating because it produces the heat to burn the garbage.
Yeah.
And now we don't own it.
Yeah,
So that would be the only problem.
yeah, yeah,
Incinerators, Cherry Street still exists, but it's in dormant. And there's an incinerator in Burlington, but that's for medical waste and
Yeah, I don't think there's like.
there's
one
not for,
garbage.
nothing for garbage,
No.
but Cherry Street's the only one that's still
Yeah.
there.
yeah,
But it still is that's a very vital option for.
it is.
All the landfills are coming due at the same time, the end of life is here for a
Exactly.
lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree that it's time, like, you look at all the Scandinavian countries, sure. Folks. Yeah. I saw the American flag over a country the other day. Anyway,
Yeah, the European countries are really big into.
big
And they
into,
heat their little cities with them.
they heat the downtown cores of their cities.
Yeah.
So instead of putting it in the ground and ruining our water, so anyway, I'd like to bring that back.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yep, thank you. The Corporation of the Municipality of Wawa requests the province of Ontario provide adequate protection against excessive and malicious rent increases. Township of Brudenell, Lindop, and Raglan affordable rental housing. Northwatch transportation of high-level radioactive waste on our highways. So there was an accident a couple weeks ago on the 401, and there was a truck didn't come apart, but they had radioactive waste on board. So,
I think that's gonna be a big concern after what we saw at Phenom.
yeah. Yeah,
We
Yeah.
really probably should drum up some,
Well, inherently, the containers or the containment systems that they use are very, very robust. But having highways in Ontario where you're allowed to pass on a double line, where we have a lot of two-lane highway and where we have a lot of people who are relatively new to the country and have never driven on snow and getting their license out of clandestine places, we have to clean that up. Once we do that, that'll be a relatively safe.
but at Phenom, they were talking about the weight. That was why they have to ship so many shipments. Like they were he was saying like 40 to 400 trucks per day for 40 years or something. The numbers here are 20 to 30 trucks, but they weigh a ton on our roads.
Oh, yeah.
And that's gonna be on us.
And where, like, where are they taking it? They're taking it back up north to the
it's
empty
going to
mines?
They're going to
eventually,
Ignace.
it going to Ignis, that's where it's supposed to go. But you're right, it's gonna destroy the roads. Dangerous on the highways, and when they pack into the containers for safety, they weigh more than the trucks, like when you think about it,
The
very small.
container itself weighs more. Yeah, oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, so, yeah, you're not really accomplishing a whole lot.
We've had the highway shut down 3 times this week for accidents.
And again
Yesterday
tonight.
and again tonight.
Yeah,
Again
So
tonight.
this is what we're gonna risk?
every day. And
Absolutely.
And here they're saying, well, it's because of the weather. Well, excuse me, on a nice sunny July day, we had just as many accidents. So, you know, you got somebody watching the football game on TV while they're driving down the road, that has to stop. And you can't say it's not happening. I can't tell you how many times I see people driving down the road, you know, pulling 80,000 pounds, 120,000 pounds, and you can see the big screen and they're watching.
And they have deadlines, so they're speeding and they're
Yeah.
passing when they shouldn't
Yeah.
be, and they don't
They don't.
know the weather and road
Take the
conditions.
automatics away, put the standards back
Take
in,
the cruise control out of it.
take the cruise controls out of it. And drive like you're supposed to drive.
And you need to know the etiquette of Canadian roads.
That's right.
That will never change.
Go back to Spicer Twin Sticks.
Yeah. Slow mo.
And number 11, Maple Crunch Center for Canadian Culinary Innovation. Partnership inquiry. Good. So I need a mover and a seconder.
Councillor Clay.
And we received the correspondence reported as presented. All in favor? Need a mover and a seconder. Perky. Mr. Scott. That the statement of accounts dated December 31st, 2025, January 3rd and 7th, 2026, totaling $120,880.96 be approved. All in favor? Mover and seconder. Mr. Chalatenko. that we passed bylaw number 2026-05, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held January 20th, 2026. Read the first, second, and third time and passed on this 20th day of January 2026. All in favor? Wow. Yeah, I need a mover and a second. Councillor Kirky. Councillor Scott. That the meeting be adjourned at 7:06 PM. Next regular council meeting to be held February 3rd, 2026. All in favor? Thank you very much, everyone.
That one be at 6 o'clock? Well,
Yes.
you're gonna have